Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Destry Wade, your homeless surfer here. Glad to be here with you all today. Crazy night. Got to tell you a story I've never told anybody. Anybody. When I was like 12 years old, I was in sixth grade. And one night I was laying in my bed, and it's so weird because I can see the bedroom. I can see my bed. My brother slept next to me. My sister was across the hall. Mom and dad were down the hall. And we always slept with our door open because for some reason I just was always scared when I was a little kid about sleeping with the door closed. I don't know why. I think as I got older, it was just the opposite of that. It's like I prefer to sleep with the door closed, but and locked. But then I didn't. I had to have the door open. Mom, open the door. If you remember that. So they would leave the door open. And one night I was laying there in bed. This is a weird story, and probably think I'm fucking crazy, but that's fine because I kind of probably am. But I was laying there and I was looking at the door, no sound in the house, kind of just waiting to go to sleep. My head's covered because I always slept with my head covered. I didn't like my head sticking out. I don't know why. I was so much safer. My head was covered. So my head was covered, but I was staring at my door, across my brother's bed, and looking at the door. And I swear to you, I don't know to this day what it was or what it said or anything about it. But suddenly there was something really scary standing in front of my door. Really scary. It really hit me hard. And I remember this to this day, and I've remembered this my whole life. Because let me tell you why. Right about that time was when I was developing from childish mischief, pulling fire alarms at school and throwing gum in girls' hairs and stupid things like that, to more advanced, what could start becoming considered, if you're a Christian, they call it sin. Started looking at Playboys, started smoking cigarettes. Flip. We had this little thing we do. We get naked and run down the I don't know why. It was just something to do, a little crazier than normal. We get naked, we'd run down this drainage ditch. In California, there's shitloads of drainage ditches everywhere, and they're all fenced in and stuff. So you're not supposed to be in there. But we didn't. Not only did we, anyway. So I started getting more and more into more serious, problematic behavior. Really did. But I was at a point where it was a tipping point at that time in my life at 12. And I didn't know what it was in my door. It didn't, as far as I know, ever say anything to me, but it left an impression in my heart and in my head to this day. And what it was don't try to be good or we'll come back. If you want to be left alone, keep doing what you're doing. We like it. And I knew that's what they were saying. And I know it sounds totally crazy because I'm what? That was 61, 51, 49 years ago. I remember like it was yesterday. Scared the shit out of me. And it scared me wicked. It really did. It scared me into a point of I'll just do what that thing's directing me to do and it'll leave me the fuck alone. And so through my life, I kept doing stupid things, but every time, like I've told you many times, every time in my life I got tired of getting in trouble, I got tired of being the idiot in the room. I try to start going back the other direction, start trying to be the good guy in the room, start trying to help others, use my gifts for good, if you will. That thing would come back and start throwing negative on me. And the reason I bring this up today was because last night, crazy night, went to bed, started to fall asleep, and I had one of my deep, deep dreams where physically I'm there. I literally am physically there. I feel the pain of the door when I hit it. I feel the fear. The fear is the thing they get you with. I told you that before. The fear is the greatest thing the negative energy can do, is scare you. That's why they have ghosts and all those shit that scares you. That's what they want to do. That's why angels always say when they first meet someone, don't be afraid. It's a strange, ironic thing that I've discovered. They do. Every time in the Bibles, the Book of Mormons, the tablets, anytime an angel appears to a man, the first thing it says is, do not fear. Because I can tell you from my interactions with these other people, these other things, or whatever they are, I know what they are. So do you. They're freaking trying to scare me. And it works. They're good at it. They're really good at it. Last night, I was literally being chased through a house by Neanderthal men. Now, this is going to sound totally funny and crazy because it is. It was nuts, but it was so real. It was one of my, I call them visions because visions are different than dreams. I know the difference. I have both. And I think a lot of people do. They just ignore it, or they haven't had the training or the understanding or searched it out to understand the differences that they're feeling and knowing. Because sometimes when you're in a, dreams are abstract. Just it's like a lot of firing in the brain, things that don't relate or going together. My mom and dad are hanging out with my first girlfriend, and they never even met. I was messing around in junior high, and they didn't know that. So, and I was always scared to let them know because they were really weird, like about sex. Because we're Mormons, you're not supposed to have sex. So, being a 13-year-old Mormon kid is really hard, man. Really hard because you're getting in trouble for doing what your body's saying. Hey, it's time. Let's go. You're blossoming. So, man, I'm telling you, these Neanderthal dudes were chasing me through the house, and I could feel them chasing me. I could smell them, see them. I blocked the door on them. I fought with them. But the strange thing was, I couldn't hurt them. When I'd hit them, it didn't hurt them. So I was laying there, and then other things started to happen. And I don't even want to go into all that, but it was craziness. It was just insanity of fear. Something was trying to scare the shit out of me again. And it worked. I woke up sweating. My dog was sitting there looking at me like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, it was a scary night. But like I told you, and I'll be honest about this, whenever you try to do the right thing, the wrong thing doesn't like it. Negative energy or positive energy for some reason automatically attracts that negative energy into you, into your being, into your freaking life. And then it bounces around people around you too. People that sometimes I've never met somebody, but they come up with some really negative crap. The guy I got in a fight with was just negative. Everything was negative. I said I fell into that one. And then I had this dream. And as I lay there last night, and this is the ironic thing, let me regress for a moment. As I was going to sleep, I knew that the presence was there because my mind went directly to the things that I've already asked forgiveness for. And I don't want to go into that right now. You don't know me well enough, and I don't know you well enough. But the bottom line is, I was given forgiveness for these things. I was allowed to take them out of my heart and my soul and be relieved of them, especially the things about, my little boy. I was not there. I made choices that were selfish and fucked up. And he paid the price with his life. And how much does that hurt? So repentance is part of that, though. See, I said it. Damn Christians. It's part of it, man. That was part of it. And I went through it. When I was in my coma, I literally had to live the life of all those people that watched me. I didn't get to go through that 6-month coma traveling around seeing shit that I knew. I went through the coma traveling around being the other people watching me. The people that love me watching me. Whew. That was hard. That was really hard. Because let me tell you, whether you know it or not, when you do the wrong thing by other people, when you do the wrong thing by yourself, you hurt others around you who love you. And when you see yourself through their eyes, what you thought they weren't bothered by, destroyed them. Do you imagine being a 6-year-old boy watching the dude that you think is the coolest guy in the world, your dad, use substances that were so fucking detrimental that he wasn't even recognizable after he began using them? So much so that my wife's, my kids, everybody that ever knew me, when they saw me on dope, knew I was on dope. I always thought it was really undercover. Oh, I'm slick. They don't know. Oh, they knew. They knew. And until it got too bad, they basically left it alone, unfortunately. So last night, I started to go to sleep, and all those things came back, all those sins, all those horrible views that I saw, that I had to see, that I had to go through to fully let this go and know that God took care of it for me. But so I laid down in bed and that came back. And I know who brought that back. Because the minute I started to think it, I knew what was going on. Because I've been here before. This isn't new shit to me. This is life. So I prayed, which I do occasionally. Not on my knees, laying on my back in bed. So I still have that problem bowing down on my knees. When I went to prison, we learned two things: don't bow and don't kiss the ring. And I lived that my whole life. I mean, that's basically my nature. Nobody's going to tell me what the fuck to do. I'll do what I want to do when I want to do it. If you don't like it, fuck off. And that was my lifestyle. That was the way I lived. My attitude, I guess you call it. Pretty shitty attitude, actually. But I said a prayer. And immediately, the relief. Some people call it chills, spiritual reckoning, goosebumps. It's that chill that's not cold. It's a warm chill that feels good. When you get it, like I get it sometimes singing the national anthem or watching a great movie or going to a good preacher's. Listen to some good preachers, throw that word out, man. You can catch that spirit. And it feels good. Unfortunately, the minute you catch it, the other side don't like that. The other side hates that shit. You stupid human. They hate us, dude. Everything they do is to destroy us. They don't like us because God put us ahead or in equal to his firstborn, his first creation of the child of the light. They called him the morning light. He was awesome. We all loved him. We wanted to be just like him. And then God decided in his infinite wisdom that he was going to give us the possibility of eternal life. A possibility. The other side doesn't like that shit. They're pissed. How dare you? These little creatures, they're gross and dirt. They're dirty. They were created from dirt and clay. You know, the first humans were created from clay, don't you? That's why we are who we are. But anyway, it was a very hard thing to deal with, you know, going back through that, because that son of a bitch was trying to scare the shit out of me. The only thing I had going for me was when I finally woke up, I knew right away exactly what just happened to me. This is going somewhere, dude. We're going somewhere. We're going to do some shit. It's going to shock people. How can this homeless junkie surfer piece of shit do anything? Well, in the hands of the creator, I can do anything. Anything. And we're doing it. I think that's why God started me here. You know? Starting from the ground up. Let the people see what God can do. It was a tough night. Really tough night. But I'm not going to let that bother me. We're going to get up and brush it off. Take our breaths. Find our center. Find that being inside of you that's connected. Find that radio station, man. I've got to do it today. No matter what else I do today, I got to go back to the center. And I got to find the peace so I can move forward and do what the hell I'm supposed to do. For whatever reason, the good God above, the creator that made me and made you, wants me to do. Wants us to do. Isn't that scary? The freaking thing just froze up. I know. Probably going to have white coats knocking on my door saying this motherfucker's crazy. He's online. YouTube will probably ban me. I hope not, because I really like doing this. But yeah, I had to share that with you, man. Because the whole point of what this is about is just confessional, sharing. I don't know if I'm all alone in this world and I'm the only one that experiences these crazinesses, but I don't think so. I've met and been blessed all my life with people that have been there to help me, pick me up, brush me off, move me forward, to a point that some people actually get angry about it. My brother got angry about it. You know, it cost us a relationship my whole life. I didn't get to be my brother's brother. So I hate people that cry. I'm not into that shit. Don't cry. Don't cry now, son. It's too late. You're in prison. We used to say that. Sorry, I got to lighten this up a minute, man. I can't go that deep like that because I know where I'm at and I know that there's something going on. Maybe my lack of faith stops me from hearing or knowing exactly what it is, but I don't think I don't think you need another preacher. You sure as hell don't need another talking head telling you about politics and religion, because I don't know shit about religion. I mean, I know truth. I followed the iron rod. I was taught that as a child, thank God. It's a Mormon thing. It's a story in the Book of Mormon, but it's really poignant. And it turned out to be probably the most poignant thing I ever read or thought in my life. Hold on to that rod. And if you look at it, and and AI is cool that way. I've searched. I asked AI specifically, and I listed everything on the freaking prompt. I told it I want to know this, Bible, tablets, Book of Mormon. I want the lines of truth, the similarities that go through every single one of those religions, those books, those ideas, those spiritual enlightenments. And guess what? You'll be shocked at how it is almost identical. The people, you can tell where the difference comes. The difference comes in the people, their cultures, their locations, the traditions of their father. Which I'm right now watching my country throw away the traditions of our fathers. Which, if you just read some history, when communities start throwing away their traditions, that's when things start to fall apart. It's all through everything, even history books. You don't have to go into the spiritual stuff. Just go look in the history books. It's pretty freaking clear. So there is a line of truth. I hang on to that iron rod like a man. I want to say like a mama, but I can't because I'm talking about God, and not God. That's so confusing to people. The way that it's been twisted and turned around. There's a creator and there's a God. There's both. I hate to tell you that. The creator's the good one. The gods they're pissed off sometimes, but and they destroy us at will. We are nothing more than just ants to them. They don't lose sleep over crushing us. Look at the history of the world. The creator is the one that had to wipe out the entire planet. He flooded us and scattered us. Now we have cultures that are different from each other. But he wanted us to do that because he didn't want us taking technology and getting advanced on it, which we were, because we were given, what do they call that? Just knowledge you're not supposed to have. Forbidden knowledge. They gave us forbidden knowledge. Adam and Eve were the first ones that ever got forbidden knowledge. And it wasn't wrong what they did. They just weren't ready for it. And there's things that we're not ready for. We don't need to know. I mean, really, let me share this with you briefly. I was watching this thing before last night, and it was about chip manufacturing. Have you ever watched a chip be made? Holy shit. You think, if you just watch it, and then come back to me and you tell me that human beings, and I know some pretty smart human beings, genius human beings that do genius things. My brother's one of them. I think he got my inheritance because I screwed it up and he gave it to him, and he's rolled it. Done well for himself and his family. Had for the most part, from what I know, a beautiful life, an easier life. Didn't complicate his life. But anyway, there is no way a human being created the machines to make a chip. No way. Watch it. I mean, do you know it takes 1,000,000 Fahrenheit heat to work in these chips? How do you even measure 1,000,000 Fahrenheit? Everything you put into a million degree Fahrenheit is going to fucking melt, right? Oh, but somehow we figured out at 997,000 degrees temperature, it's half a million Celsius. I did the conversion on my phone. But 997 million degrees it takes to make that. Who came up with that? These laser cutters. Men aren't that smart, dude. I know, like I said, I know a lot of smart men, but we're not that smart. You know, two dudes in caveman days weren't walking along the earth and decided, let's rub these two sticks together and see what happens. Come on, man. They were showing how to make fire to stay warm to cook food because we've been showing the whole time. They never left. That's the craziest. They've been here the whole time. Oh, and even crazier now, the government wants to tell you, oh, yeah, they are real. Jesus criminy. Come on, man. It's time to wake up. In the words of Joe Biden, come on, man. It's time to wake up. You know, they're here. They're moving around us right now, all the time, helping us grow and develop and protect us. Because there's a competitor. He wants our souls too. But he just wants them to destroy us because he hates us. He's so mad at us. You know, that's why God had to come. Because he had to prove to himself that a physical being can actually be obedient and decent and good and kind and loving. All he ever taught, Jesus is like John. John Lennon and Jesus were the same preachers. Love, peace. Quit hating each other. Quit killing each other in wars. I got to write 10 rules, and the first one is don't kill each other. One of the first ones. Really? That is how bad we are. And I look around the world and I say, wow, maybe Lucifer's the one that knows what's going on because there is so much shit people here. You know, people are just mad and evil and angry all the time. But anyway, I had to share that, man. I just had to. Like I said, this is my confessional. And it was a hell of a night. Hell of a night. Right here in this little place. But I know evil's about because I got a dog. And I believe that dogs do see spiritual realms. They see a different dimension. I don't know, spiritual realms. See, I hate the words. I hate using words that tie to religion because too many people, and maybe that's part of what I'm here to do, too many people have been harmed by religion. You know, girls got sexually molested by preachers, boys. Mormon preachers too did it. I I had a weird experience once with a bishop. Trust me, I know they can be freaks too. But when that happens from somebody that's spiritual or someone that's claiming to be of God, that's really hard to deal with because I don't believe religion has anything to do with God. I believe religion's a man idea because, and they do it so well. They create this narrative because it does say in the Bible, if you two or more of you gather in my name, I will be there. Good. That's true. Who wouldn't? If you're standing there praising someone 1,000 people deep, imagine the power. I know. I go to the Rock Church every great once in a while just to feel that power because it's there. It's there. But then the preacher dude said, well, I got to make a living. And church people are like, hey, we like what you do. Cool. We'll throw you a few bucks here, man. Drop it in the tray. These guys, they built mega churches and the tray just become a freaking bank account and an investment fund. You know, they're not righteous. Many will draw near to me with their mouth, but their hearts will be far from me. And you're watching it. And I don't care if religions don't like me and religious don't like me. Don't like you either. I think you're a bunch of suck asses. But I do know my Father, and I know my God, and I know my Creator, and I know Lucifer. God, I know that dude. He's been fucking with me since 6th grade. And I know it. So that's the truth. We're going to kiss off tonight because I still got to go contemplate, think, and pray. Got to figure this shit out. But in the meantime, we're going to get this damn business up because it's meant to happen. I love you guys. Seriously. Peace.